This time on Whatever We Want, we talk about...
What if episode 9, what if the Watcher broke his oath? Huge spoilers ahead. There are time codes down in the description if you want to jump ahead. We talk everything from Season 2, references to other MCU movies, and lost episodes that might appear later. All that and more. Enjoy! PreBanter. Peanut butter. Daniel, how are you doing, my friend?
I didn't win the Powerball. I am mad, dude. It was like a freaking 685 million.
Oh, I think you were gonna say it's my 685th time playing, and I still hadn't won. I was like, geez.
That'd be way too much money. But like, imagine, what would you do with that kind of money? Freaking 685 million.
I'd pour more money into advertising this podcast.
I'd get a house.
True. Yeah. But anyways, Daniel, until then, we'll just keep doing this. Just kidding. I mean, not just kidding. We won't stop doing this.
We'll continue doing this when we
win the lottery. Yeah. All right. Up top, just wanted to say thank you again to supporters on TikTok. We hit 5K, I think, since last time. We're at like 5.3K followers, which is crazy.
Ooh.
Also,
growing.
This series is over. Like, once we're done talking about this, we finally successfully talked about
completed a series.
Finally. There's always something that comes up, but hopefully, fingers crossed, this one goes well. Knock on wood. I don't have any paper over here. That's a form of wood. It was at one point. Anyways, let's get into What If. Ready for the introduction?
Yeah, hit me with it.
You may want us to talk about this or that, but we don't care. We're going to talk about whatever we want. Welcome back to Whatever on the podcast where we check it down. Two devils, handsome gentlemen, talk about movies, TV shows, can be the behind the scenes fights, insights, filmmaking techniques, all that jazz, and more. You know what we're talking about this week, Daniel.
What if episode 9? Oh,
let's jump into it. What if the Watcher
dude.
Broke his oath.
Which technically he did last episode, if we're being honest. Like,
true. But he was kind of forced to break his oath. This time he chose. Last time he was literally punched into a dimension. It was like, oh boy, this isn't really my fault. So this time, yeah, honestly though, I kind of agree with you. I feel like last time he broke it more himself than this time, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted more like Watcher versus Ultron fight. But that's
the one thing. Yeah, that's the one thing I was like, well, dang. But like at the same time, seeing like Strange really like be the powerhouse that he is, and this like
Strange was OP.
Oh man, that was
they would have
cool.
Died many times if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked this episode in general. I just wanted to quickly touch upon there was like a lost episode, which I think a lot of people have noticed, like the Infinity Gamora one episode. Yeah. So what happened? That episode was actually one of the first ones pitched. It was what if Tony Stark landed on Sakaar. And he was going to, I guess, team up with Gamora, and they were going to eventually defeat Thanos, which we see the aftermath of that in this episode. But because of COVID and the production schedule, things got slowed down, so that episode was actually scrapped. But they already had it in the plan, so they kept her in this team up. So a lot of people were kind of confused about that. And I think in season 2, it's supposed to be one of the episodes that we see. So we hopefully will see. Yeah, more of that.
I feel like going back and watching, when the episode comes out, watching that and then like rewatching this finale,
it'll be cool.
I don't know. I feel like there might be some more systemic, I don't know.
Yeah.
Build up. But yeah.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the Infinity Stone Crusher, though?
Okay, so I thought it was unique. That means it had to be more powerful than Wanda in that universe, though. If you think about it, it had to be something where it literally. Also, it was weird that it takes all like 6 stones.
Right, I was wondering like how that worked. Like, does it just send stones in the immediate area? Because why wouldn't it go after Doctor Strange's Eye of Agamotto that he had?
I think it like is like it collects them first.
It's like a match set.
It does. No, I feel like it does what Thanos did, right? Where you use the stones to destroy the stones.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so it harnesses its. Okay, that makes sense. Like it harnesses the power of the set of stones to then do it. It's basically like a safer way of Thanos breaking the stones with the stones, so he doesn't like lose half of his body,
half his hand.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
But at the same time, the way Ultron described it later on, how like each stones, like set of stones, is like universally unique.
Universal universe. Yeah.
I felt like that was a really good way of like, explaining like really quickly, but also explaining like, oh yeah, this isn't going to work. This isn't the solution of that.
I think it's because we didn't see the Gamora episode. I kind of was like, that seems kind of random and out of nowhere, kind of coincidental that they just happen to have this. I feel like if we had a Gamora episode
that would explain that more. It would
explain it a little more, but like I was just like, all right, this kind of seems like if this is the actual way, like I'm glad it wasn't the actual way they one, because if it was, I think I'd have kind of a sour taste in my mouth from it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was a cool idea, but also the way that she was introduced, where you get the Infinity Gauntlet without all the stones. I mean, it's clear that she already used it and like used it to, like, save that universe. So that is going to be interesting to see, but like I'm happy it wasn't the solution in this case. Also, with the build-up we've already seen with the Natasha and the Zemo virus and all that. So
Zola,
not Zemo. You know what I'm
Zemo.
saying? Bunch of Z's.
Yeah, Team Z, Team Double Z, Zemo, Zola, team up. So I really liked, or I thought it was kind of funny that when we saw Gamora get recruited, that the Watcher just didn't recruit any Starks, just because I feel like he's watched in every universe all the Starks just
Stark
like die. So he's like, not you, Stark. Like, I know you're not gonna work out in this situation, so he just like avoids all of them. I thought that was kind of funny.
But interestingly enough, though, he still gets Killmonger.
True. I thought that was kind of a weird choice, but like it helped the story along. But yeah, before we jump into the specifics, let's jump into our famous Dialogue Duty, yes, where we talk about all the voice actors that are returning in new. Cue the sound clip.
And then it was really hard to sidestep that duty thing.
Thank you, Chandler.
So great.
All right, so of course we've got Jeffrey Wright. He's the Watcher. We've got Haley Atwell, Captain Carter. This was like all the leads of pretty much each episode. We had Lake Bell, who was Black Widow. We had Frank Grillo as Rumlow, Georges St. Pierre, who is Batroc the Leaper. He was that fighter. Chadwick Boseman. This was sadly his final performance. He did a great job. I have some stuff I want to talk about later with him. Michael B. Jordan, Chris Hemsworth, Benedict Cumberbatch, Toby Jones as Zola, Tom Hiddleston, Kurt Russell, who I thought would have more of a role in this series. Maybe he'll come back for season 2. Maybe they recorded some lines for season 2 while they had him in the office or something. Samuel L. Jackson, Mick Wingert as Stark, briefly, like we said. And then Gamora was played by Cynthia McWilliams. It was not Zoe Saldana. I think that's who plays it, yeah. Bazooka Ka-chow, we're out of the segment. All right. So, I wanted to quickly also talk about references to other episodes. This finale had references to each episode, not just like based on the people. A lot of it was the people. Like the first episode, obviously we had Captain Carter. She was kind of like the center of this, which honestly to me felt a little not weird, but like I feel like they were leaning into that. Like, yes, this is the first one we had, so this is gonna be our lead, like our center. But because that was so long ago, now we've gone through weeks and weeks of like stories, I kind of like forgot about her. Yeah, not forgot about her, but I was just like, I feel more connected to these more recent stories just because of recency. I don't know, did you feel like that at all or no?
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, there's different characters that are played out in different ways, and at this point, I feel like Captain Carter wasn't necessarily the leader, which is, like, I know it's kind of weird to think about because, like, she had big roles in, like, her episode and stuff like that, but...
Who do you think was? Doctor Strange?
Yeah, he was the one, like, he knew how to engage the whole situation and how to deal with Ultron, on top of helping the whole team is just the support, I guess, but, like...
That's the thing, though, about stories. Like, you don't have to follow the leader's perspective. Like, you can follow some, like, other person in the story, and I kind of liked that aspect of it a bit.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel like, if anything, Carter played more into, like, I want to say, like, the underdog role, but... Like,
yeah,
her and
I feel
Natasha
like her and
together.
Nat, we're kind of like the more normal. Obviously, she has a super soldier serum, but like out of that group, she was close to like a human compared to like Doctor Strange and Thor in that group, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I actually like that in the end, Nat and Captain Carter are the two that ultimately like lead to Ultron being destroyed with Zola. Like they're the two that break away and ultimately save the day. So back to the references. Episode 2, we had T'Challa as Star-Lord, obviously was in it. And then episode 3, this one I didn't immediately notice, but it was at the very end. The universe that Nat goes back to was that universe in episode 3 where all the Avengers died because of that murder mystery. And then at the end, Samuel L. Jackson like is wiping the snow away from Cap out of ice. And Loki's like taking over the planet. That's the world that Natasha goes back to. So I thought that was cool, a little callback. And I'm really glad that she... like
now has her own place.
Yeah, now has her place. Doesn't have to go back to like the Watcher wasn't like, yeah, you have to go back to the world that everyone's gone and just like have fun. Like what?
It's also weird to think about too, though, because that means Clint in that universe is also dead. So
yeah,
I don't know. There's still like gives and takes there. So he's like, oh wait, where's Clint? Oh wait, he's also dead too.
But at least she has.
But it's
Cap.
Still like she has. Yes,
and I feel like that would help Cap adjust because this Cap is, I feel like him adjusting to the new world, a lot of that was he was being brought in with these amazing super powered people. He only has Captain Marvel, who is probably going to go away after this. Now he at least has Nat to kind of ground him. Their relationship can form like it did in Winter Soldier. I actually wanted to talk about, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, no, I have an off-topic thing. You continue.
Okay, I was going to say, I wanted to talk about Winter Soldier because I really like at the beginning how we see Captain Carter kind of like in Winter Soldier, basically the very beginning of Winter Soldier, like the movie, and how she like jumps down and it's like the same. But I also thought it was interesting later in the episode how she knew so much about Nat, because I feel like in the Winter Soldier, like IRL, in the real life, like our MCU
Cap
movie,
didn't know that much about.
Yeah, but I thought that maybe they bonded more in Avengers because they're both like the only women on the team kind of thing. So I think they might kind of find camaraderie in each other.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
more of a connection. So that's why their connection might be stronger, and how she knew so much about Nat earlier than Cap, like Steve did in Winter Soldier. That was my thought about that.
I think that makes a lot of sense. You know, it'd be interesting also to see how the other Avengers played out in that Captain Carter universe.
Yeah,
especially with Stark, considering that we already had the
Stark. I thought you said Dark, as in like Doctor Strange. I was like, what?
no, as in like if like how would Tony work out? You know, like would he still be Iron Man or no? Because we've already kind of had like an Iron Man in that universe where it's Steve.
Right. Maybe he would like his suit would be even more advanced because he has the Hydra Stomper to base it on, like, and to have as a foundation.
True. Maybe he's already at nanotech. You never know.
Honestly, he might be closer, or at least at like that one in Iron Man 3 that can like turn into a million pieces or something.
What, the Prodigal Son Mark 42?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let me just quickly finish going through these references. So number 4, we obviously had Dark Doctor Strange. Number 5, there wasn't much. Unfortunately, we didn't get Paul Rudd's head, but we got the zombies, and we got like just a pile of zombies, and then Wanda.
I want to go back and like do in slow-mo, because just imagine like that whole pile of zombies, and then you just get the head with the cape.
Oh my gosh. Well, that'd be sad because if we saw that, because that means that he became a zombie and again, like he was a zombie cured, became a zombie, and like was.
How would that work with the cape though? Like, would the cape still stick with? Is the cape able to be zombified?
Cape.
It's all like ragged and torn. It's just like.
Yeah, I wonder if the
like
zombie cape versus, you know, in episode 4, Dark Doctor Strange, we had the zombie cape, or we had the cape versus the dark cape. Like, maybe we'll have zombie cape versus dark cape as the rematch, and we'll see who comes out on top. Anyways, episode 6, we had Killmonger. Episode 7, we had Party Thor. Unfortunately, no Grandmaster drowning Ultron in foam. And then 8, obviously, we had Ultron. So, yeah, those were kind of the big references. I thought the episode 3 one was kind of cool. Yeah. Well, what was the thing you were going to mention earlier?
Okay, so talking about episode 8, when Ultron was fighting Uatu and he was like punching him like from universe to universe.
Yeah.
I saw this on Instagram. Apparently there's a still frame.
Oh, of Mustafar.
Yeah, of Mustafar. I'm just like, what? Yeah. So Star Wars is like canon? I mean, Disney doesn't own them both, but I'm like, is there like actually gonna be like a crossover there eventually? Like, is that what it's gonna lead into? Because they were originally talking about that. You can literally say it's
any universe. So, but yeah, they were originally talking about that. Yeah. So I don't know. That'd be really cool.
That'd be awesome.
Like, what if you saw like Darth Vader just like looking up in the sky and seeing like that? Like, what? What if Darth Vader like grabbed him with the Force out of the air and just got like all the Infinity Stones,
dude? And then you just get Mando like out of the corner and it's just it's like, oh crap.
Dude, that'd be so cool though. Just like imagine like on Mustafar, just like during the epic fight, Obi-Wan and Anakin, and then just like Uatu, I want a cut of Ultron that with him watching it through the ceiling. Someone should make an edit out of that or something.
That'd be great.
Back to Tank. So, what were your overall thoughts on just the episode, like in general? And then after that, I want to ask about like the series. But just this episode, what did you think?
The episode was good. It's a good way to end it. I'm not gonna say it was great. There were some like flow issues here and there.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, just the way like things were jumping from like, I don't know, it felt kind of standard. Like I felt like that also came from like the Gamora thing, where like, you know, we didn't get that much.
You think if we had that other extra episode, that would help? Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know. It was just like, okay, so we have this one solution, but it doesn't work. So then we go to this other thing that we already pre-established, but you know, it's our plan B. That kind of works. And then we have the twist where Killmonger takes the stones. Big shocker, because like we kind of knew he's going to try to do that. And then I don't want to say it was like predictable, but it was keys were hitting their marks where it kind of was.
Okay, I don't know. I honestly liked it.
It was still fun. It was still a great episode, and again, it was great to see the like the heartwarmingness of it, of seeing like the connection between like Cap and Natasha. That was great.
Yeah,
across his universes.
Right.
Like, how long was the episode this time?
Like 30.
I felt like if it was a little bit longer, just for the sake of it being the finale.
35 minutes, including the credits.
That could have.
And the post-credit scene.
Yeah, that's true. The post-credit scene was cool.
Shall we talk about that briefly?
Yes. Well, first, what was your opinion of the episode?
Of the episode? I liked it. Like, I mean, I kind of mentioned I wasn't the biggest fan of, like, Gamora just kind of felt thrown in there because she kind of was. And I understand, like, time restraints and everything, like, obviously couldn't have done it, like, with Gamora and everything, like, that episode. I wish they could have, because I know that would have been kind of cool. But overall, I really liked it. This kind of goes into what I want to talk about next with like the series overall. I kind of wish they built up Ultron more as a villain throughout the whole series instead of just dropping him in at episode, like, the end of episode 7, and then kind of last episode we kind of got to see his origin, and now we're like, all right. But it also, on the flip side, it was kind of cool to see Uatu also kind of being like, I see everything, and I have not seen this. So that's kind of, I think, helps elevate his threat level a bit more than if you were to build him throughout the series kind of thing.
That's true. I mean, it's a weird duality there where you had to take it from the character's perspective of the Watcher, but also make it work in a way that, you can't instantly just defeat them. Which also leads into the solution that they came up for it, to where they put them in a pocket dimension. That's the things, for me, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Like, that was the thing where it was a twist. I was just like, okay, that's perfect. Like, that is how you solve that.
Yeah, I feel like with the pocket dimension, Doctor Strange was just kind of like a Watcher in training. He's like a Watcher apprentice now.
He's like, all right, I'll watch this one little pocket. Okay.
Yeah, do you think maybe like season 2, like you get more responsibility, or just kind of come back as like, I don't know, like he's kind of made himself this huge, powerful being as we see in this episode. And now maybe if he proves himself, the Watcher will be like, hey, like need some help again kind of thing. Like a mentor.
I think
I don't know.
Uatu made a best friend here. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
like,
that was kind of nice.
They were having like some banter back and forth, and there's like, I don't know. It was cool because they're like they knew what each other like wanted, and they also knew like they were friends.
They should do a buddy cop show. The next Disney Plus series, The Dark Doctor and Uatu the Watcher. Back to the thing. Oh, the post credit scene.
Oh, yeah.
So the post credit scene with Haley Atwell seeing Steve. So I really wonder in this universe like how it's gonna play out. Like, with Steve being alive and also Captain Carter in like the modern day, like if Steve is like young, like he was frozen in this suit and is like the same age as Peggy, and if the Winter Soldier keeps playing out and Peggy and Steve learn about Hydra, I feel like Bucky being thrown in there will throw even more of a wrench into things, because like I feel like Haley Atwell, like Captain Carter.
Do you think Bucky's gonna be thrown in there?
I think do you think maybe Steve was the one that was experimented on when he was captured in the Hydra suit? So he's like this Winter Soldier type guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking that it was going to be Steve's going to come out, be good, and then they'll see Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier again. But we saw in this universe actually that he was with the other prisoners. So I guess he wasn't really experimented on. But let's just say he was the Winter Soldier and experimented on, like Bucky was. And so I feel like that caused a drive and a disconnect between Steve and Captain Carter. Like I know Captain Carter has a connection with Bucky and probably would not want to really like hurt him, kill him. But I don't think it was as strong of a bond that Steve and Bucky had. So I wonder if like Steve would still be like, we got to save him. And Captain Carter was like, no, it's like our duty to stop him kind of thing. And I wonder if that would drive a disconnect if that's the case. But I like the idea that Steve was experimented on.
I think Bucky is just dead. I think he wasn't experimented on, like he just lived his life.
But do you think Steve
was captured and then, I mean, he's obviously was captured in some like degree. And
well, they said someone's in the suit. So what if it's just like a random
old
guy?
man
like,
Steve?
Yeah. Or just like a random guy. Like they didn't classify or clarify who.
The thing is, like, how would like the Hydra Stomper isn't like as like covert as the Winter Soldier.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
maybe they experimented and gave him
on
like a super soldier serum type thing. And
that could be true.
And maybe they're like framing it like he was frozen in this suit so that they don't arouse suspicion from the Americans and from Captain Carter, so they don't think anything happened. He just got stuck in the suit.
What if it's something where it's like he
his
bonded to the suit, like he can't get out of it? I feel like that'd be more
like Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He can't he can't leave the suit. Oh, dude, that makes so much sense actually, because like the suit has the technology to keep him alive and like freeze him. So like Steve can't like physically leave the suit or like he'll die because he's getting like so old, or like say they didn't do the super soldier stuff, right? So, that'd be weird.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I feel like that'd be a really cool dark way to do that.
Dang, Marvel hire us to write season 2. Yeah, I wonder if season 2 though is going to continue these stories or if it's just going to be other what ifs. Like I feel like if they do a season 2, I mean they're hopefully will do the Gamora episode, but I feel like Uatu is now bonded even more with these characters. So I wonder if he's just going to follow their stories and continue, cuz like they did leave a lot open and to be questions to be answered, like with a zombie universe and like Captain Carter now. And even Star-Lord is T'Challa's Star-Lord. I'm wondering though, like if by the time next season comes out, if people will have kind of forgotten and after like a year,
like not care.
Yeah,
I feel like no, like I
don't
would
know.
care. Like I would totally love to see the continuation of these stories, but at the same time, if they continued on and did something different, like it's just more that you could play with. And that's the thing with this. It's there's so many different routes that it can go. So
yeah,
it really just depends on how much time it takes for them to actually get to, or I guess release the next season. I don't know. For me, I would like to see a mix of both. Like, if I was able to get some continuation, because like not all the stories that need continued on from the first season, but like again, like what you're saying with the zombie one, we also know now we don't have to worry about zombie Wanda. Like that problem's gone. So
yeah,
we can go back to that universe and see how how Spidey and everyone else deal with zombie Thanos, and see how, or if that's still going to be a problem, or move on to a different universe where you could do like the what ifs that we were asking. That'd be cool if they actually did stuff like that, where they like did things where like, oh, what if Zemo's family didn't die, or like stuff like that.
If they take our ideas, Marvel, you could do that. Just like give us some credit, I don't even want to get paid. I mean, payment would be nice, but also my sister's cat was meowing again, so here he is. Hello, Mac. All right, Mac. Meow.
He's so tubby.
You talking about me?
I'm talking about Mac.
I know.
Mac's so tubby.
All right, anyways. Sorry about that. Sorry. I did listen to a lot of what you were saying. I was distracted because I heard that. And
I figured, but you just couldn't talk because you're picking up the cat.
Yeah. Can I ask, what do you think it's the beginning of Batroc's design?
What do you mean? Like
his character design, like how he looked?
It was all right. I mean, it stayed pretty true, but
I feel like it didn't look anything like him.
It looked different.
Like I literally did not know it was him until
I did.
A couple seconds into the fight when he said the line.
The one thing I did not like, which I guess plays into this being a different universe, but still, like he's supposed to be more. He's a kick guy.
Yeah, did you see that twirly thing he did with his feet?
Well, he did that.
The helicopter thing.
A lot of his fighting was, just straight up, boxing.
I'm too fast. Like, that was so funny.
Yeah, like
why? I'm too fast. I was like, what?
Where's this coming from? And then the fight just stops. She's like, "You see that?" And then there's just Uatu there. I'm just like,
I felt bad when she got put back in the universe, and she just got punched, like obliterated. Like he couldn't have put her back into for a few seconds. Like give her a second. She just saved the universe for you, and then you put her back in to get punched in the face. Like that's not cool, Uatu.
Well, if you give her if you put her 2 seconds before, that means technically there's gonna be 2 Captain Carters, and then she can interfere with herself, which would cause anomaly in Marvel.
No, he could have done some cosmic stuff and like adjusted the time. He definitely could have. He was just being a jerk. Anyways,
the Guardians of the Multiverse.
Yeah, the Guardians of the Multiverse. That was close.
It wasn't the Multiversal Avengers. It's the Guardians of the Multiverse, which makes more sense. Sounds cooler. But yeah,
I really liked Thor's infatuation and like his Vegas and the Vegas like battle cries. Like Viva La Vegas.
and then Ultron's just like, I can't say I've heard that one before.
Yeah, well there was one later where he like lightning bolts Ultron who's on the ground, and I thought he said bigger because he was hitting with a bigger lightning bolt, but I put on subtitles and he's saying Vegas as he's lightning him. This is Vegas. I was like, what? Oh man,
That's gonna be New Asgard in that universe. It's just gonna be Vegas.
Yeah, I also like that Thor had that tattoo still, like that attention to detail. I also wonder what tattoo parlor has a needle strong enough to pierce Thor's skin.
Yeah, honestly, that's true. What if he had to like bring like enchant it somehow?
Maybe he got the Dark Doctor to like enchant some things,
or maybe he did it himself so he could like.
Oh jeez, maybe. Anyways, I just like this whole battle. Like after it kind of breaks out with with Ultron versus the Avengers, I thought it was really creative and just like combinations we would like never see in the real MCU or our MCU like IRL. Like when like we had Mjolnir or Captain Carter like riding Mjolnir back to the ground, and then like all like the multiple Mjolnirs that like Doctor Strange made. Hold on, what do we call that? Multiple Mjolnir, Mjolnir. No,
not Mjolnir. It sounds like Mjolnir nipples.
Yep.
No, I really thought it was cool how he like was able to not just multiply them, but then also control them to like literally like womp.
I like they were like womped, and then one went ting like on the side.
Like that's the real one right there. That's not the duplicate.
I also liked just the pacing, like at that one part when they go into the universe from last episode with Nat, and just how quickly Nat's kind of added to the team, because they're like in the middle of a battle and they could take like a lot of time to kind of re-explain everything, but they just kind of like throw her in there and keep the battle moving, which is like in a good way. Like, thing that stuck out to me was when she's like thrown through the portal and Doctor Strange like catches her and then like puts the enchantment spell on her that we've already seen, and she's like, what? And that's it. Like, then she's kind of like in it. We don't get like, I feel like they easily could have been like, I'm putting a spell on you. And that would have been like kind of cheesy and taken us out of it. But they just kind of showed us visually. They're not holding the audience's hand like at all. And they're just like, let's go kind of thing. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Also, it's nice to see how easily that she did join the team, because like they were quickly to recognize like, hey, we're both trying to end this dude.
We got the same goal, yeah.
Yeah, same goal here.
Yeah, and then we just keep seeing how OP Doctor Strange is. Like, they'd be so just screwed without him. He freaking eats the blast that Ultron
At first, I
uses
thought he ate the Infinity Stone.
Yeah, I thought he
rewind
ate the Soul Stone, but then I realized he like ate the blast that Ultron used to try to blow up like the universe. He just like swallowed it like it's, I don't know, a fruit roll-up or something.
And then Ultron just like, what? Like, I loved like his genuine like confusion, like with how like he didn't understand like how powerful Strange was.
And then freaking Widow does the scissor maneuver on Ultron. I was like, yes. Yeah, then we get the final takedown, like we said. It's a really cool shot of like Peggy like pulling up the mask as the arrow comes in.
And then the eye, in the eye. Like, that was crazy.
And then Killmonger kind of goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for a second. Oh, I also really like this. There was a subtle detail when he did pick up those stones, when Killmonger picked up the stones. Everyone goes into like an attack stance and is like ready to fight, except for Star-Lord, like T'Challa. He like is like, cousin, what are you doing? Like, his first response isn't violence into attack; it's to try to reason with him, negotiate, talk to him. His first reaction isn't violence, which I really like that, and I think it speaks to T'Challa's character a lot.
Yeah,
but yeah, and then he's trapped in the pocket dimension. Strange. Watcher apprentice.
I like when Strange realized that, like when he realized the purpose of Killmonger there, and he's like, oh wait, the purpose was to break up the stones.
Oh, that makes sense for why he chose Killmonger then.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't really know. Okay.
But I feel like that's something that like, it makes sense that like we didn't get to see Uatu like say that to Strange, because that was the whole point, for it to just be like for Strange to have the realization, and then for the audience to kind of pick up on that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you just now realized it when I said it, so I feel like that kind of got lost in translation there.
I wonder, for when they just back to when they like pitched these what if episodes, if they had this end in mind, where they were like, all right, we need these characters so that they all have like a specific role. Because like, now I think about it, like Killmonger had his role to break up the stones. Yep. Captain Carter was like the one who pulled the thing back. Gamora had the fake Infinity Crusher that like kind of brought them to believe they had a plan, but that wasn't actually the plan. Thor was the one who called Ultron there in the first place. Doctor Strange was like pretty much carrying the team. What did T'Challa do? I guess he's sticky fingered. So like, they each had their own specific purpose in that battle. So I wonder when they pitched all these what ifs, if they were thinking of that in mind, or if they were just like, let's pitch these fun what if episodes and then figure all
and
that
then leverage
later
the characters later
down the road. I think that was probably what happened, because like they said, like they pitched the Tony Stark Sakaar episode first, and then so like that, like those were one of the first episodes they said they pitched. So I think it's probably those fun like what if ideas, and then they went and made this fun finale. So I think they did a good job in doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I think they did a good job in trying to balance out each of the characters and like pulling them in for like what what they're useful for and like their skills,
right?
Or just their characters' roles in that case. Like Killmonger could have easily been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna murder. Like here's the one thing I was surprised about. Like why didn't Ultron like bring in like more like robots and stuff?
Right.
Especially with this being like his home world.
True. Maybe when
he's just too arrogant with his power.
What happened to the Ultron Zola that was uploaded into in episode 8 was uploaded into the one guy? Like how to get back in the Arrow, you know what I mean?
Oh, true.
Do you think, because my thought was originally like maybe that bot, once the Ultron came back into the universe, like that main universe, could have like hive-minded, or could have just hive-minded and destroyed the other bots maybe.
That's true. Maybe that's the process. So like they cleared a playing field, and then they also made it so that there was another Arrow, so that way they could do the process again.
Right. Maybe after he cleared it, Zola was like, all right, time to go back, or I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. Something. Anyways, so next season, do you think there will be like repercussions for the Watcher intervening, like to whoever he swore his oath to? Okay.
Yes, there definitely are. That's the thing. So it's also going to be interesting how things play out with the other cinematic stuff, because like cinematic and also stuff with Loki too, because like we're now getting stuff with Kang, we're now getting stuff with other multiversal threats.
Yes.
So season 2 could play out in a lot of different ways. It could be dealing with a higher power than the Watcher, and them judging him for his actions.
Yeah, maybe with the Eternals, because that's like the next thing. So maybe that will hint to like with the Celestials and stuff. Well, that's not a higher power
than the Watcher. That's still like universe based. I'm talking about like the Living Tribunal, or like
something
like literally entities of the multiverse or of a universe, like Eternity, Infinity, stuff like that. Okay, those are actual characters in the Marvel universe. So, like each universe is defined to have certain aspects which define a universe, which we've kind of seen symbolized in like the intro with the Watcher. Like when you see him, and it's like the whole like space background like in him. That's technically referencing eternity. Cool. If those kind of higher powers get into play, that's going to be interesting to see.
That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about for this. Anything else you wanted to talk about for that?
I mean, I think that's it. I mean, it was a really good episode. I'm excited to see where things go forward with season 2.
Yeah, thank you for making a good show, Marvel. Again. All right. Ready for Patron Shout-Outs?
Yeah, hit me with them.
Cue the Epic Star Wars music. Boost. We got Patron Lori, Frank, Rick, Lisa, Evan, Tony. Thank you so much for pledging the tier. You can see the shout out if you want to support us over on Patreon. The link is down in the description. You get episodes early. You get cool perks, special benefits. You get to vote on episodes. You get to see some occasional like merch things that pop up. All that jazz and more. We really appreciate it. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. Also, if you want to leave a review, you can over on Apple Podcasts, or if you want to leave a comment in one of our YouTube videos. We'll read those. I don't think we have any new ones. I will double check. No new ones, just totally fine. But anyways, what should they comment or leave a review about this week, Daniel?
I want to know for what they think is going to happen in season 2. Do they think it's going to be like a higher power thing, or if it's going to be like another like multiversal threat? Like, is it going to be like a Kang, or is it going to be like somebody else? Tell me what you think. Okay,
cool. I like that. I would love to hear that as well. All right. So next time, we're going to be talking about Venom, and we've also got some other things planned. Up next for Marvel, we've got the Eternals coming out next month, along with Hawkeye, and then the month after that is Spidey and the Book of Boba Fett. So lots of content coming. Ready for the introduction?
Yep, tell me when. When? We just talked about whatever we want to talk about, and now we're done. Blank.
Thank you so much for listening. Really, really, really appreciate it. We will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Peace.